excellent question. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president.
Over the years, The Simpsons has made several predictions that have surprisingly come to fruition, leaving many viewers astonished. Examples include the passing of Kobe Bryant and a correct forecast of a Super Bowl scoreline. More recently, the show's prediction of Donald Trump's presidential ambitions has also been realized. Some theories suggest that these predictions might be more than just coincidences, but there is no concrete evidence to support these claims. Do you think there is more to these accurate depictions, or are they simply coincidences, as the masses want to believe? Join us as we reveal the Simpsons' terrible predictions for 2024. Meet the Simpsons. We all know the Simpsons, right? It's literally the longest-running animated series in the world. But beyond the satire, the chaos, and the dysfunctional family with their crazy adventures, there is a dark secret slipping out of the script. Set in the fictional American city of Springfield, according to Groening, it was named after Springfield, Oregon. The Simpsons centers on a family with all the dysfunctions of the modern era, but the demographics of the 1950s. 2 married parents, 2 pre-adolescent children, and an infant, living grandparents, aunts, and uncles. For many years, The Simpsons seem to have made predictions that have proven to be very accurate. But do The Simpsons really predict the future? Or maybe the writers and producers of The Simpsons are part of the elites who run our world? We will find out. But before then, let's talk about the predictions they made that have already happened, right? The Simpsons' past prophecies. In 2023, sad news shocked the world on social networks. Tragically, a submarine belonging to the American company OceanGate, which specializes in ocean expeditions, imploded. 5 people were on board, exploring the wreck of the Titanic. Unfortunately, they all disappeared. It struck a chord with some Simpsons fans who remembered the episode, the Two Make Fathers episode from 2006. Homer Simpson set out to explore the wreckage of a submarine that bore a striking resemblance to the Titanic. On the way back, Homer's craft lost its way and got stuck under an underwater structure. It was all it took to stir up the web and reopen the subject of Simpson predictions. In fact, another episode released in 1998, Un Homer à la mer, also shows Homer trapped in a submarine. So, is this just a coincidence or a true prediction? That's not all. A little less well-known, but just as intriguing, was The Simpsons' prediction concerning Disney's takeover of Fox, which caused quite a stir a few years ago. In 1998, in the Season 10 episode Homer Makes Movies, a subtle image did not go unnoticed by viewers. It shows a Century Fox sign with the words, "A Walt Disney Studio subsidiary" underneath. And what happened in December 2017? Well, Disney confirmed the acquisition of Fox, perplexing Simpsons fans. We all wondered, how do they predict the future so accurately? No idea, so let's move on to the 2024 prophecies. Number 15, the rise of artificial intelligence. Apart from the wild antics of the characters in this show and the fact that The Simpsons is a really good series which depends entirely on your preference, one major thing that has made it a fan favorite is the seemingly accurate predictions. This one is even stranger than the first. Although the show is reputed for predicting the advent of many innovative technological gadgets, you will agree that this one is too accurate to be more than just a coincidence. Let's take you on a journey back to episode 17 of the series' 23rd season. In this episode, there's a scene where Homer lost his job due to the fact that his employer, Mr. Burns, replaced all the human employees with robots. Well, considering the astronomical strides that have been made in robotics and the development of artificial intelligence, and how people are already losing their jobs to artificially intelligent robots, Mr. Burns, you will train them and they will replace you. As it is now, you've probably heard of robots serving as waiters in Japan and all around the world. Is this the end of human labor as we know it? Or are we all just panicking too much about the threat of a robotic takeover? Hopefully this never happens, but in case it does, The Simpsons will be glad to tell the world we told you so. But then, something even more sinister was predicted about the robots. You're probably wondering what, right? Okay, let's share that. Number 14. AI goes rogue. All right, here we go. With the recent massive development in the world of artificial intelligence, are we really sure that we are not empowering technology to take us out? Could we find ourselves at the mercy of our own creations in the near future? Before you dismiss this as an irrational fear propagated by conspiracy theorists, you should listen to a former Google chief engineer who lost his job after revealing to the world that the company's latest artificial intelligence had become sentient. In the past, this would have been dismissed as pure lies, but coming from a man like Blake Lemoine, who was a high-ranking engineer at Google before his appointment was terminated, everyone sat up and listened. But we were forewarned by The Simpsons. In the 1994 episode titled Itchy and Scratchy Land, the family visited a spooky version of Disneyland, which was fully staffed by robots. As the scenes unfolded, the robots went haywire and began to murder everyone. While the possibility of this could be well far off from 2024, it raises a huge concern about how far we are willing to go with artificial intelligence. If this human creation evolves to a point where humanity becomes a bother, where do we run to? Maybe it's truly time to start colonizing Mars? Number 13. Moving to Mars. This one is actually very bizarre and will make you wonder if the scripts for this series were written by aliens. The similarity to real-life events is absolutely uncanny. In case you don't believe it, let's take you to episode 6 of season 27 of the series. In this episode, Lisa learns that the government was seeking volunteers who were willing to sign up for a migration to Mars. You will become the first residents of another world. Will you be one of them? Enthusiastically, she volunteered, and so did the rest of the family. The remainder of the episode depicted their wild and crazy adventures. But at the end of the day, their vehicle refused to start and they ended up going nowhere. But that's not the end. This eerie episode concludes with a glimpse into the year 2051, where Marge and Lisa were now living on Mars. If this doesn't sound like anything you've heard recently, then you may have been living under a rock. Everyone knows about Elon Musk's plans to colonize the Red Planet. Elon Musk. I'm in charge of the whole Mars colonization project. He has been talking about it for years and even established his own private space exploration company for that very purpose. Why do the dates scheduled for the Mars launch and this Simpsons episode bear a striking resemblance to Elon Musk's plans? Is there something the writers and producers are hiding from us? For now, we will agree that it's all a coincidence. But this kind of coincidence is sure to raise many questions in the minds of anyone who has seen this episode. All right. It's time to let the cat out of the bag. Number 12. The Return of Donald Trump. Are the writers and producers of The Simpsons experimenting with dark magic? Do they have a crystal ball through which they can accurately see into the future? Because they always seem to get their predictions right. And this is very, very strange to say the least. Although, as you may already know, this cartoon series has made many astounding predictions that came to pass, evoking awe and wonder in the hearts and minds of everyone. However, these guys decided to kick it up a notch, and their most dramatic one yet would be the prediction of Trump's 2024 presidential ambition. On Tuesday, November 15, 2022, the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, arguably one of the most controversial the country has ever seen, depending on whose side you're on. He decided it was time to reclaim the throne he lost in 2021. In his usual grandiose fashion, Trump took to the stage and proclaimed his ambition with his iconic words, "Donald Trump, in order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. But just as I promised, I am your voice." That was when the screenwriter for the series, Al Jean, decided it was their time to shine again. Sharing a scene from a 2015 episode of the animated series, Mr. Jean showed the world that somehow they had predicted this way before Trump ever declared his intentions. In the 2015 episode titled Bart to the Future, Homer Simpson can be seen as he seems to fly past a sign in the background which reads, "Trump 2024? Coincidence? This was even before Trump was ever president. This revelation has been driving everyone crazy online, but as crazy as this prediction is, this next one takes it to another level. Well, since we're talking about the presidency, what do you think about a female president? Anyways, The Simpsons had their prophecy on that. Number 11, a female president. Is the United States of America ready to put a woman in the highest seat in the country? It probably doesn't matter whether we're ready or not, because The Simpsons already predicted it. While there are no questions about the effectiveness of a female president, as women have proven themselves exceptional in the field of politics many times, the political landscape of the United States is filled with so many men that very few women have been able to walk through the corridors of power that lead to the White House. But does The Simpsons care about all this technical politicking? Not really. Allow me to show you if such an achievement is possible. In this episode titled Back to the Future, Lisa becomes the first female president of the United States of America. Lisa Simpson. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president. In the episode, the country had gone broke due to the terrible financial decisions made by the fictional President Donald Trump, and Lisa had to bring a tax hike to straighten things out a little. But with the 2024 elections coming up, maybe the Simpsons are ready to strike again. Many people claim that this one in particular has already been fulfilled following the advent of Kamala Harris as the first black female vice president of the United States. Could we take it a step further? Just don't bet against the possibility of having a woman in the Oval Office, because Kamala Harris might become the first female president of the United States in 2024. Number 10. Music-induced mind control. The government is trying to control you through a series of subconscious processes. This was the message many people got from the 14th episode of The Simpsons' 12th season. But can we really blame anyone for overthinking The Simpsons' predictions? After all, they've been right so many times. In this particular episode, a music producer selects Bart, Nelson, Milhouse, and Ralph to form the next hit boy band, Party Posse. But beneath the surface, there was a diabolical plan at play. In their hit song, Dropped a Bomb, which was accompanied by a music video that featured the strange Ivan, Et, and Neoji in the chorus. Party Posse subconsciously controlled the minds of the listeners, passing a subliminal message. When you spell this strange line backward, it reads, "Join the Navy." As the music spread far and wide, it began to take effect on the entire population of Springfield. During a confrontation with the music director, Lisa discovered that he was indeed a Navy lieutenant and, according to him, music had long been used to recruit young men into the military. This was especially true during the Second World War in the real world. During the war, the United States sought to weaponize entertainment as a form of propaganda, citing cinema as one of the most powerful propaganda weapons at the disposal of the United States. That indeed is a direct quote from the Office of Strategic Services, now known as the CIA. Many people have also been raising questions about the nature of music in this age, with catchy repetitive lyrics and hypnotic tunes. Have we been silently controlled by the government for many years unknown to us? Will we see this play out even more in 2024? This topic has been a goldmine for conspiracy theorists who exploit the opportunity of such a discourse to showcase their many theories on the subject of entertainment and the government. Number 9. Willie Nelson goes for a swim. All right, not every single prediction from The Simpsons speaks of doom and the end of the world. Some are pretty much satirical, like this one, aired in October 1991. The iconic country singer-songwriter swam through the English Channel to the massive adoration of his fans. Willie Nelson is one of the most recurrent characters in the series, where he usually plays himself. But not everything about this series is made with utmost accuracy concerning dates, history, facts, and the perception of the future. Why the writers decided to include this skit of Willie Nelson swimming across the English Channel is unclear to us. But this is where we need to consider the fact that beyond the correct predictions, The Simpsons is simply an animated movie, and the aim is not to tell you what the future holds. The writers aren't prophets. So will Willie Nelson swim across the English Channel in real life in 2024? Probably not. Why? He's 90 years old as it is now. I'm pretty sure such a daunting task is not high on his bucket list. If he ever decides to attempt such a feat, though, it would be a very interesting sight to witness. Number 8. Economic collapse. Back to predictions of doom and gloom. Is the United States headed for a serious economic collapse that could send us right back to times like the Great Depression? Economic analysts seem to think so. By studying the trajectory of the economic nosedive the country has taken, Expert economists predict that the United States could experience some really terrible times in the coming year. But let's face it, this is not a unique problem. Every single country in the world is going through hard times right now. With the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ukraine and Russia war, and several other conflicts around the world, it's a miracle our civilization has not collapsed. So what exactly does this have to do with The Simpsons? Well, they warned us about it back in the year 2000. In an episode titled Bart to the Future, you will agree that this is one of the most famous episodes in the series. Also, a focal point for many people who seek to extract predictions from the series just like us. But the accuracy is so unsettling. According to the episode, the economic collapse occurred during Donald Trump's presidency. Lisa Simpson. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Milhouse Van Houten? Milhouse Van Houten. We're broke. Before you argue that Trump is not the current president, consider the fact that this former president is also contesting for the presidency in 2024. So you can connect the dots from there. Written like a true curious cat, right? But do you think that's the end of Trump's stories? Not a chance. Number 7. Ivanka Trump's presidency. Are the writers of The Simpsons obsessed with Donald Trump and his family? Before you answer this, consider the fact that in an episode of the series that aired in October 2016, the writers dropped a subtle hint suggesting that Ivanka Trump, the daughter of the former United States President Donald Trump, would run for president. In this episode, Homer Simpson can be seen wearing a badge that says Ivanka 2028. Could this be another accurate prediction made by the series? Although Ivanka Trump has solidified her status as an imposing figure in the political landscape of the United States, is the possibility of a presidency feasible? But that wasn't the first time Ivanka made an appearance on the show. At least her character did. She was also featured in a 2017 episode where she replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court while modeling a robe and earrings from her collection. Wouldn't Ivanka Trump running for the presidency come as a shock to you? Number 6. Barbie movie release and Trump's arrest. Although this one is not really a prediction for 2024, it still deserves a mention because of how astonishingly accurate it is. You could call it an honorable mention. Remember when Trump got arrested on the same day the new Barbie movie came out? Well, The Simpsons predicted that many years ago. An episode in Season 5 of The Simpsons features a scene where a news anchor delivers the news of the uncanny coincidence between the release of a new Barbie doll and the president's arrest. In this episode titled Lisa vs. Malibu Stacy, news broke of the release of the rip-off version of the Barbie doll. After giving an extensive 28-minute report on the Barbie doll release, the news anchor casually mentions that the U.S. president had been arrested just before closing the show. This is reminiscent of the circumstances surrounding the arrest of former President Donald Trump on April 4, 2023. An event that went underreported as many news outlets prefer to focus on the new Barbie movie. How could this real-life event be so related to a simple fictional comic series? I really cannot tell. This occurrence is a testament to the strategy employed by the media, where much attention is given to an insignificant event when something absolutely major is going on. Have you ever seen your favorite news channel air an extensive report on something absolutely irrelevant while the world burns? That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's everywhere, and we just can't escape it. Number 5. World War III. On November 22, 1987, a special episode of The Simpsons aired on the Tracy Ullman Show. Although it was very hilarious, there might be a hidden message in there somewhere. Before you accuse me of grasping for straws, consider the fact that many of the accurate predictions made in this show were sometimes simple side notes that nobody really paid attention to. Anyway, the episode centers around Homer Simpson repeatedly pranking his family with World War III scares many times during the episode. He would wake them up asking them to rush into the fallout shelter as if it was the end of the world. Homer Simpson. Wake up, everybody, it's World War III. Quick, down to the fallout shelter. The bombs are dropping. 18 seconds. If this were really a nuclear war, we would all be dead meat by now. Would a makeshift shelter in the house of an ordinary American man shield him and his family in the case of a nuclear fallout? This episode was considered satire on the eventual occasion that a serious conflict between the world powers began to play out. Many American households could find themselves reenacting the scenes in this episode. As it stands, we are way closer to this Third World War than we were when the episode aired. First, we had a World War scare in 2020 before the virus came. Secondly, if you study world politics very carefully, and the number of conflicts that have erupted in many places around the world, you will see that our world is not at peace. Although we are not at war, we are far from experiencing a peaceful existence. Could 2024 be the year when everything reaches its peak, and all the nations bring out their big guns to wipe everybody out? We certainly hope not, and we advocate for peace in every country where war is currently ongoing. Number 4. Hover cars of the future. You've probably seen this one in many sci-fi futuristic movies, but The Simpsons did it even better. In episode 15 of season 16 of The Simpsons, titled Future Drama, Bart and Lisa see the future of the family, and what they saw was truly astonishing. In this supposed future, Homer and Bart travel around in style as they cruise through the streets in their flying cars. With no tires, these bad boys can go anywhere. The reference is a play on a technology that has been in research and development for many years. But could 2024 be the year we finally get to see the flying car? Before you dismiss this idea as wishful thinking, consider this. A company named Samson Sky, which is based in Oregon, is expected to begin deliveries of its Switchblade flying car in 2024. The car has been in development for 14 years, and finally, they are not just ready to showcase it to the whole world, but also to begin delivery to their customers. Finally, you can beat the stubborn traffic and avoid road rage by soaring high in the sky. Number 3. Hologram technology. These days, technology is moving at such a fast pace that most of us can't keep up. However, The Simpsons, they're miles ahead of us. In one of their episodes, Bart takes a look into the future through one of Professor Frank Duda's thingamajigs, and what he saw might just be a prediction of things to come. In this supposed future, a deadbeat Bart receives a hologram message inviting his band to a gig at the club. "Hey, Dingus, your band can play at my club tonight." But how did The Simpsons develop the idea of widespread hologram technology? And could 2024 be the year when holograms become as commonplace as cell phones? Maybe that's a huge leap, but you get the idea. As it stands now, the world has already been blessed with fancy technology known as the DreamOck HD3 holograms. This fascinating three-sided holographic display case can show a 3D image of anyone and anything from anywhere in the world. Imagine sitting in your room and watching your boyfriend teach you the latest TikTok dance from the other side of the world. How cool would that be? Well, this amazing technology is only available in about 500 Best Buy stores nationwide. Could we be looking at more widespread use and maybe even a decompression of the platform within the year 2024? Sounds pretty ambitious. But if it ends up coming to pass, we'll always remember The Simpsons did it first. Number 2. Baby Cry Translator Machine. Would you like to know exactly what your little infant or toddler needs whenever they go on a crying spree? If yes, then this next invention is just for you. Okay, so this one is pretty cool. But why did The Simpsons seem to have known about this invention way before we did? What exactly is a baby translator? It's exactly what the name says. A device that can finally solve the age-old mystery of what babies really want. In episode 24 of the third season of the series, titled "Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes?", Herb Power, Homer's half-brother, invents this magical device that could translate baby talk into actual speech. Pretty fascinating, right? But could such a device be replicated in the real world? Or is it just a fantastic idea that would never materialize? A company called Zoundream has finally built a machine that will blow your mind. The Swiss software company claims to have developed a fascinating piece of technology known as Baby Tea that harnesses the power of artificial intelligence to determine what exactly babies want when they cry. Do they need comfort? Are they hungry? Or do they just want you to get your ugly uncle off their faces? You will be able to accurately determine what exactly your baby wants in the very near future, maybe even by 2024. Now the big question is, Did art imitate life, or did life imitate art? But there's even a weirder one on the way. Number 1. Virtual reality food. Virtual reality food. Yes, you heard that right. Strange as it seems, there is an episode of The Simpsons where the characters feast on a delicacy of digital food. How is this possible? See for yourself in this spectacular episode, which features a scene where Homer and Marge can be seen feeding virtual fudge through straw on the back of their virtual reality headsets. The virtual reality headsets were powered by a state-of-the-art AI system that allows them to interact with each other in the virtual world. The scene is a humorous take on how technology can be used to interact with the world. Homer Simpson, virtual fudge tastes like crap. While this remains one of the wildest predictions made in this show, there might be a little element of reality to it. Before you discard this one, saying it's something that can never ever happen, allow me to introduce you to Aero Banquet's RMX, a culinary experience like you've never had before. Aero Banquet's RMX combines traditional French cuisine with the latest technology to create an out-of-this-world experience. The dishes are cooked and served in a unique atmosphere designed to stimulate your senses. A truly unique experience that will astound your taste buds and mind. Forget the fine dining of luxurious, exclusive, fancy restaurants and explore what it would feel like to dine in the digital world. Aero Banquet's RMX is an experience like no other. It brings you closer to the flavors of traditional French cuisine and heightens your senses with the immersive digital technology. Book now and treat yourself to an unforgettable experience. Although virtual reality companies have made giant strides in several fields, including gaming, art, and even real estate, this is something absolutely fascinating. According to the people behind this strange experiment, the aim of the project is to reframe human perceptions and change the way we experience food. This experiment is about creating an immersive, three-dimensional environment that allows people to experience food in a new and exciting way. Could we be looking at such an experience becoming commonplace in 2024? Well, it's going to be quite the experience. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the video shown on your screen and we'll see you on the other side.